So, what brought me here? I grew up water skiing. And when I grew up water skiing, both my parents grew up water skiing and absolutely loved it. So learning how to water ski was fun and all, but it wasn't until I got to the point where I could ski where I would pull so hard, I would be disconnected from the boat, and my momentum would be like free skiing, and it'd just be like carving across glass water. And in that moment, like, it's just a euphoric moment. And it's the best feeling in the world to me. And I had that from, like, since I was 10 till now. So growing up, understanding that moment was brought to me, like, from nature, is where my connection to nature was established. And I knew I had a passion for wanting to go into environmental studies, but I didn't know what. So I knew taking a class at the biostation would kind of help me figure out if I liked to be working in the outdoors or working with people in adaptation, climate change adaptation. Because that's like my question, if I want to do climate change adaptation or work out in the field. So being at the biostation has kind of helped me figure out that I want to work out in the field, and I like being connected with myself outside. Yeah. I think that's all I want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was initially a different major, and then I realized through some experiences I had that I was very interested in
What were the experiences?
I don't want to talk about them on tape, but they were very interesting. Yeah.
That's the word I was using.
Yeah, and it made me interested in ecology, and
Specifically the fun guy.
the fungi family especially.
Okay. I understand.
And
Fun mushrooms.
and so I switched my major to EEB, and in order to finish that, I needed to take summer classes, and I thought it would be more fun to take them here than in Ann Arbor, so I came here.
And plus morels are sick.
Yeah, it was Morels.
And the oysters you ate yesterday.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that's a class appropriate.
Jacob, what brought you here?
So, you want me to start with when I was applying to colleges?
Sure.
Mitch, is that what I should say?
Yeah.
It's a two-person
No, I
story.
think that's a good way to go.
All right. So when I was applying to college, I originally wanted to be a marine biologist, and that was my goal and my plan. And my parents didn't like that so much, so they told my brother, who is a naval architect and marine engineer. He made 140 grand coming out of college, his first job. He sat down with me and was like, I don't think this is a very viable option. You might want to check something out in engineering, see if there's anything close to what you'd like to do. And so I just sort of got convinced to do that. And the whole first semester, I was just kind of like out of it, not really enjoying my classes because I chose to go the engineering route. I sat down with Deborah Goldberg. Dr. Goldberg, shout out to you. Yeah. She kind of just persuaded me to do the things I wanted to do. And so this was kind of the first step in doing that.
Nice. That's a great story.
All right, Max.
So I grew up in a family that liked the outdoors. We spent a lot of time on camping trips and like just our free time in nature. But I didn't really study that ever in high school. And then when I came to college, I wanted to be a doctor. And I had an experience myself where that kind of changed my worldview. And I realized the scope of global warming and how that's affecting our generation. So I wanted to do things in the environment. And then I haven't really figured out exactly what that is yet, but 2 summers ago, my sister came to the biostation and she loved it. So I chose to go last summer, and then I realized it was the first time that I hadn't really been stressed since coming to college and doing classes. And so it was kind of a no-brainer to come back, and being an ethnobotany, or like seeing the course description and looking up what ethnobotany was seemed pretty cool in a like transition period of figuring out what I wanted to do.
For mine, I'm gonna tell a story, one about my dad. So on Sunday, my dad goes to church, even though I would never describe him as a religious man. And he sits with his graying cohorts, clad in Grateful Dead bears, skipping spryly through spirals of white and blue. Sprawled out in plastic chairs, sipping coffee, fair trade and black. They muse, or rather, philosophize, every Sunday morning. One June afternoon, maybe July, he came home with an assignment of sorts. He described to me that he was to choose an animal, one to represent him, one that he knows in a way that known was most infrequently meant. "What will you pick?" I asked. Through the ripped screen door, past the scrap wood deck and the ginkgo tree, I followed him down the path forged by him and our dog. "He should be around here somewhere," my dad said. Nestled in the dead leaves rested a mosaic of yellow and black, a shell. As summer greens turned into the dull fires of fall, my dad would report back to me each time he'd seen his turtle self. As one, they shared their quietness, their subtlety, their brilliance. In September, when I burst through the front door and slid my backpack onto the tile floor, the air caught an edge, and my father's face was void in the doorway. In the bathroom, with his elbows on the windowsill, he greeted me, for once wordlessly, with a still face and wet pink eyes. Paralyzed, I stood, like a car had crashed through our own walls. The turtle. I was mowing the lawn. His voice cracked, uninvited and unwelcome. I killed him.